A few days ago, no one would have given Liverpool a sniff of beating Real Madrid in the Champions League second-round tie that is fast approaching. Ever since the draw was made, it has been assumed it is a formality that Liverpool's hope of trophies this season will end at the conclusion of the second leg in the Estadio Santiago Bernabéu on the evening of Wednesday, March 15. The publication on Monday of UEFA's review of the organisational chaos that enveloped the build-up to the Champions League final between the two teams at the Stade de France last May and its acceptance that UEFA was to blame for it, was another reminder of just how close Liverpool supporters came to being involved in another stadium tragedy. But it was also a prompt to recall quite what an extraordinary season Liverpool had as they chased a quadruple before falling short to Manchester City on the last day of the Premier League season and losing to Madrid in Paris. As Liverpool have slipped into mediocrity this season, it has been easy to forget just how good they were a short time ago. Darwin Núñez was a handful all evening and got a big hug from Jurgen Klopp when he came off. CDY Gakpo scored his first Liverpool goal and showed glimpses of his undoubted potential. The question of why they have fallen so far from those standards is difficult to explain, although the mental and physical exhaustion that has come with the titanic battles with City, in particular, are part of the reason. Another part has been their struggle to integrate new signings like Darwin Núñez and, more recently, Cody Gakpo, as they try to evolve into a different team. That was why their victory over Everton in the Merseyside derby last night felt so transformative. Yes, Everton were flat and unambitious after the heroics of their recent victory over Arsenal in Sean Dyche's first match in charge, and, no, Liverpool were not back to their best, but there were at least glimpses of the team that made it to the final in Paris just 9 months ago. After a season of disappointment, a season that seems to have sown uncertainty at every turn, on the pitch and in the boardroom, Liverpool's 2-0 victory at Anfield brought the first hints that there may still be hope left in this campaign and that perhaps the worst may now be over. The sight of Virgil van Dijk on the bench as he nears full recovery from his recent injury, the sight of him getting involved in a heated ruck on the touchline near the end of the match, helped morale, but there were shoots of recovery all over the pitch. Núñez provided the brightest glimpse yet that he can develop into the rampaging player Liverpool hoped they were buying when they signed him for £85 million last summer. There were times last night when he looked like a force of nature, most obviously when he led the lightning counterattack for Liverpool's opener and curled in the perfect cross for Mo Salah to score. Virgil van Dijk getting involved in a heated ruck late on showed Liverpool were up for the fight. Gakpo's first goal for the club was hugely important, too, after the criticism he has received since his arrival last month from PSV Eindhoven. Gakpo has been damned with faint praise since he was signed. He has been put forward by some as an example of poor recruitment, a luxury forward when what Liverpool really needed was reinforcement in midfield. Gakpo's goal, a tap-in at the far post after a brilliant cross from Trent Alexander-Arnold, will provide a huge boost to his confidence at just the right time. Suddenly, Liverpool go to Newcastle at the weekend knowing that a win on Tyneside against the team currently in 4th place in the table would bring them right back into contention for a Champions League place. That prospect had begun to look increasingly forlorn in recent weeks, but now it is alive again. And so is the idea that maybe the first leg of the tie against the European champions, at Anfield next Tuesday, is coming at just the right time. Jurgen Klopp will have been pleased with what he saw from his team as they prepare to face Real Madrid in the Champions League next week. Carlo Ancelotti's side is not exactly having a stellar season, either. They are a distant second to Barcelona in La Liga. Their last league match was an away defeat to Real Mallorca before they took a break to win the Club World Cup. Liverpool will go into those matches against Madrid as huge underdogs, but the victory over Everton and the hints of recovery it provided have changed the complexion of the tie a little. Because it wasn't just the new signings who shone for Liverpool against Everton. Stefan Bajcetic was superb in midfield and was rightly named the man of the match, but Jordan Henderson, so often an easy target for dissatisfaction with the team, was brilliant at the heart of the team, constantly disrupting Everton's attempts at constructing forward movement and prompting his own side relentlessly. And Alexander-Arnold, who has also faced a barrage of criticism, provided some exquisite reminders of just what a sublime creative talent he is. His cross for Gakpo took a slight deflection, but it was the result of one of many overlapping runs on the right. It was just a victory over a struggling Everton team, but winning the derby carries more significance than other matches. They will welcome Madrid next week now with anticipation, not dread. Maybe Liverpool's season is just beginning.